Hey, Capricious Conch here, otherwise known as Magic Conch Coaching. Let me tell you something. For someone that took a course in fitness and health promotion, then took a course in outdoor adventure promotion, the last 2 years, I have done not much of either fitness or adventure. I've sat on my couch and just maybe felt a little sorry for myself. But you know what? Let me tell you something else. Whatever you're struggling through, whether it's depression, anxiety, inactivity, whether it's obesity, whether it's, a chronic pain condition, whatever you're struggling through, life's taught me this lesson again and again, because I fall off the horse so I can learn it twice and 3 times. Let me tell you this, listen carefully. Every time you're at the point where you felt like you've tried it all, you've done your hardest, and you're ready to just give up, right after that point is when you're going to figure it all out. Right after you want to give up is when everything is going to fall into place. Because you see, you pushed to the edge of your boundary zone, your comfort zone. You're at your limit. And we all start off as a baby, a fetus, a child, an infant. And then we grow. The power of evolution is clearly observable. If your limit wasn't expandable, you would never reach past infancy. So you see, even though our limit, our max is a set point, and when you get to that point, you're going to feel like crap. You're going to feel like giving up. You're going to feel like it was all for nothing. When you reach that point, now is the time. So right when you feel like giving up, when you feel like it's all for nothing, when you feel like you've been in a better place and now you're just not the person that you were, you just can't do it, keep going. Keep going! Because you will get there and you will surpass your old limit. You'll surpass it. And then you'll set a new limit. And just when you feel like you can't go any further, you're getting back into your old habits, your old bad habits, and you want to give up again, you're going to surpass it again and again and again and again till you get wherever you want to go. And when you get where you want to go, you're going to figure out that wasn't the limit either. And you're going to make new goals. And you're going to beat those goals. And you're going to make new goals after that. And you're going to beat them. It doesn't matter where you are, who you are, what you are genetically. Genes can change. If anyone who's ever been healthy then became sick can attest. Your genes can change. They can change for the worse. And they can change for the better. But how does this happen? A big part of it's in our mind. You see, we think that our thoughts and our emotions aren't part of reality. They don't exist. But it turns out something just has to exist. It doesn't have to be real. Real just means real estate. But there's a state in here too. And there's a state in here, in your energy field. You see, it turns out matter does not create thoughts and emotions. Thoughts and emotions create matter. As Ralph Smart would say, let's bring it back to the truth, okay? When you think something, when you feel something, it starts a process in your brain which releases chemicals into your bloodstream, into your brain, into your heart, your body, your organs. It releases chemicals that not only change your matter, they change your genetics. They not only reduce your stress, they increase your relaxation. They not only prevent damage in your body, they initiate healing. So, you wouldn't think that, you think you're on the couch, all you do is watch TV or play video games or whatever, right? Feeling sorry for yourself. You think that, you just have to, you gotta get up and do it. You gotta try harder, but it's not always the case. Sometimes you just can't. And sometimes even if you can, it's a diminishing returns. Why start a quest that you don't have a reason for? So I encourage you to go watch a documentary, watch a film that makes you weep, watch, someone else's journey. Something I've learned about psychedelics even is, I've gotten much healing from psychedelics over the years. And there was a point I tried to push that on people. I tried to push it on my partner. I said, you need this. If you would just do this, you would see how badly you needed it. She's on all these kinds of drugs for her pain condition, morphine, oxycodone, shit like that. And it's bad for you. Right now, she wants to try some other stuff for her mental health. And, that's cool. That's all good, right? But there was a point at which she even considered it because they weren't filling out her medication. It was delayed and she was going through some severe withdrawal. And that I think was the closest I've ever seen her to really taking the leap and going for it with psychedelics. Didn't end up happening, but that's okay. You see, you can't force healing on someone just like you can't force enlightenment on someone. But what I've realized is I don't have to take ayahuasca. I don't even have to take magic mushrooms. If I go and I witness someone else's journey, whether it's online, in person, through a book, that can be enough too. That can be enough. Because you see, we have this wiring in our brains, in our hearts for empathy. Because as much as we're all indefinitely unique, we're all indefinitely the same as well. There are overlaps between who we are and what we need to do. So when you watch a documentary about people, taking ayahuasca, or you watch a documentary about people taking magic mushrooms, you can break down into tears. You can feel the emotions they're feeling. You can feel the release of observing someone feel the release. It's amazing. Our brains are fantastic. There's nothing wrong with us. We might have, some minor setbacks. We might have major setbacks. But there's stuff that we can do to get there. And we're so divorced from each other, just witnessing someone else's journey can bring us back to our own. And we've gotten so hopeless. But hopeless seems like it describes a reality. But it doesn't describe a reality. I'm not hopeless. You're not hopeless. There's nobody on this earth that is physically hopeless. Look at Helen Keller. Look at that physics guy in the wheelchair. Nobody is hopeless. Nothing is hopeless. Hopeless is a state of mind. It's when you have less hope. But we take it to be, a designation on ourselves. We take it to be, a label of what our potential is. But our potential is so much greater than that. Because our potential is linked to our beliefs. And our beliefs are linked to the information, the emotion, and the thoughts we're exposed to. So if you feel hopeless, if you feel like you can just never get off the couch, if you feel like you can't sleep, if if you've got pain, you've got anxiety, headache, stress, depression, you're overweight, you're tired but you can't sleep. I'm not going to tell you to get up off the couch and do it like Shia LaBeouf, you know? What I'm going to tell you is you're not hopeless. There's no such thing as hopeless. It's only when you have less hope. So let's engender some hope. Let's build some hope. Not false hope, not faith, because faith is really operating off a perceived lack of belief. Or it's operating off of belief. If you knew... Oh, Luna. Something dead over there. If you knew, you wouldn't have to have faith and you wouldn't have to believe. If you knew, you would know. So to have faith is to be in doubt. It's a funny concept. So how do we have faith in ourselves? Well, I'm going to tell you this. You don't need to. You don't need to have faith in yourself. What you need to do is witness someone else that's maybe going through a struggle very similar to what you've gone through. And you know, the world just tends to connect us in these ways. You know, we don't always ask for it. We don't always look for it. And when we look, we don't always find it. But when we're ready, we will know. And when we're ready, we will become exposed. Not to a contagion, a contaminant, or an infection. We will become exposed to hope. We will become exposed to a journey, to a story. And that story will build our faith, will build our hope, will build our knowing, our knowledge that it is possible. Now, I've been trying to get myself off the couch ever since I quit my job earlier in the year. You know, I was working at a nursery, like a garden center, a big one. We had to lift these huge trees every day. You know, we bent over, watering stuff all day. And not only was I getting bored out of my skull, but I didn't feel good about it. Well, not like I did when I first started there. When I first started, I thought, this is the closest I've ever been to what I want to do, working with plants, agriculture. But specifically, I want to work with organic agriculture because I realized how damaging our system of food really is to our bodies, to the soil, to the earth, and to life. So, when I found out that there's one of them now, I loved all the people that worked there, I'm telling you. Except for my bosses. Ain't that always the way of it, right? What's not to love about people that sign up to work at a garden center? But when I found out that this garden center, they were cutting some corners when it came to their organics. Not all the time, but just at what they felt was an accepted level. You know? The plants peter out. You know? They're not getting what they need from the soil. They're all in pots. They're not getting the right type of compost, nutrient enrichment organically. So they hold off from doing the fertilizer. And then later on, when the plants, they need them to sell, they need them to beef up a little bit, then they give them the inorganic fertilizer to the organic plants. And you can come at me for it because that's the bare facts. And you know, I'm very grateful to my bosses over there because they gave me an opportunity. And it was a good opportunity. But at the end of the day, that particular thing just wasn't for me. So I was really depressed for a while. And I'm almost back home right now. I just walked around the block. And I live in the country. So the block's pretty big. It's probably taken me, let's see, maybe an hour to go around the block. Maybe 40 minutes, I don't know. But at least 40 minutes to go around the block. And I've never done that before until today. because I was depressed. After a while, I was depressed because I quit a great job. I was making good money. Last year our apartment flooded. We had to live in a hotel for 3 months over the winter. Came out of the season $2,000 in the hole. Now I'm $2,000 in the hole. I'm not even through the winter yet. So I should still be depressed, right? But that's the thing. I can be okay with where I'm at right now. Even if I don't have money in the bank. My health is worse now than it's ever been. Even during COVID, when I got sick and I lost weight, I had no weight. My shoulders were sticking out. You could see my bones poking through practically. It's the thinnest I've ever been. But you know what? When I was the thinnest I've ever been, when I was sick with COVID, I felt better than I do right now, honestly. And what was the difference? I was out walking every day with this dog. And this dog's feeling it too, because we're surrounded by a highway complex and this country road here in the middle of nowhere. So we haven't done a whole lot of walking. We've just been hanging out in the backyard and the ticks, and then we're hanging out in the front yard. So we haven't got a lot of exercise. Quit my job, depressed. Not a good prescription. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you're at. Watch a movie that makes you weep, makes you shake from feeling. Don't brush away the feelings. Don't avoid those bad feelings. Go headstrong into them. Go right into those feelings, because that's not the truth, but it's a truth. And it's a truth you need to accept if you want to be able to accept the good truth. And the good truth is that there's beauty all around us, everywhere, all the time. Doesn't matter if it's the winter. You look at one of these skeletal trees that's got no leaves on it in the winter. Think, that thing's alive. Just like that tree in the winter with no leaves is alive, so too are you alive when you're bedridden with illness, when you're bedridden with depression, when your life is in the dumps. You have the potential. You're still alive. You need to feel something. And when you're done feeling those bad emotions, go pick up some good ones. Go watch a documentary that inspires you. Go watch a movie that inspires you. Go meet a person that inspires you. Write a list of things that you wish you did, and then go do one of them. Just one. Don't make it hard on yourself. And when you're done with that thing, when you're done, get into the gym or walking around the block or running up the hill or doing whatever you do, whatever you want to do, whatever you don't want to do. When you're done that, you think you're going to be tired out? You think you're going to give up and be done with it? I don't think so. You're going to want to go for another round. I could go right now and run around that block again. And this is the shittiest I've ever felt. And I took the dog around for a block, did a bit of jogging, a lot of walking, walked the second half. Maybe I'll go jog it myself now. It's a beautiful day. Just look at that. We don't have that much of the season left before the snow starts falling. And when the snow starts falling, are we gonna wait till spring to go do something to feel good? Hell no, we got stuff to do in the spring. We're gonna start today. Even if we feel like crap, even if we're hurting, even if we feel sick, even if we have to throw up on the jog, even if we're bowed over in pain. Take it easy, but start today. It may be true that there's no excuses. Think, oh, I got no excuse. I let myself go. I let myself down. But you know what? There are excuses. There is excuses to find joy in life. There's excuses to get out there. And there's excuses to be healthy, to live your best life. So I hope you do. Peace.